Welcome to the Market Alert for Thursday, the 9th of May 2019. So yesterday the pound moving lower, not a lot to report with regards to this, just a nice steady move to the downside, which you can see here. Market just trading down about 70 pips there before finding support and then moving back before coming sideways for the overnight session, which you can see there. So again, waiting for news, finding a bit of strength at the moment. Needs to take out the DP level and also the 200 bar moving average, which also is above there, to show any sort of strength to move back to the upside there. News today, we've got Powell speaking today at 1:30. So it'll be interesting to see what the markets do. Their PPI out also, but they are the only two high impact news items. So it'll be interesting to see what Powell's got to say, as Trump's putting pressure on him to actually get interest rates down. And the Dow yesterday trying to hold, see a bit of profit taking here by the short side, but more weakness overnight as things start to disintegrate as far as the trade talks with Trump and China are concerned. According to Zero Hedge, markets roiled after Trump says China broke deal. They'll be paying. So tough talk from Trump. Let's see how it plays out. But that's the reason yesterday the Dow, well, that's the reason they're citing, that the Dow moved lower but then came off the lows. But overnight you can see that prices are once again starting to move lower. So what I would be inclined to do is to watch this low here, because if this is taken out, then we're heading back down towards here. And if that's the case, then I would certainly consider marking from here up to here, which is the high, and then you've got these two areas here if prices do start to move lower there. Any movement back to the upside again is this 76% retracement. Also the 50 bar moving average will be needed to be taken out as well. In the pre-market session yesterday, again like the day before, we see prices moving to the upside. Then it was hit by selling. You can see the spike in the volume there, and then once we broke the 200 bar moving average here, we got back above it and then we sold off. And in this area here also, you will see is from here down to here takes you to the 76% retracement, close back below the 200 and then stay below the 2000 before finding support here. And also in this area you can see we have a spike in volume, indicating the buying coming into the market at this level, and then a retest here. We see another spike, and then eventually you can see here how the market struggled to get through, but eventually broke through. And then we had a sell signal back to Tuesday's close, and then the market moving back. So the plunge protection team doing their bit, but as soon as the market was back, you can see the selling coming in there, and then the buying pressure. Market is tested, and then overnight prices have deteriorated once more, with the 200 bar being broken with selling, and now banging its head against the 20 bar moving average, and just closing back above both this and the 50 here, and heading back towards the DP and the 200 bar moving average. So an interesting play at work here. The implied volatility down slightly from the day before, which you can see in the chart. Probably having a bit of a breather, but the market's certainly waiting to see what Powell has to say later on today. In Bitcoin, we've broken the 5975. We're actually above the 6,000 at this time, and you can see this in the 4 hour. Bit of selling pressure there following the buying, so there's a bit of profit taking around, and again all happening, all the action taking place on the overnight, the Far East market, you can see it here yesterday, fairly sideways and just moving, staying above the 200 bar moving average. But again, in the smaller time frame, because of the narrowness of the price bars, there's more losers than winners. And the 4 hour, you can see, is a lot nicer there because of the time that is given to the trade. But yeah, this is what we want to see in the western side of the world when it comes to trading Bitcoin. But we keep getting these tiny bars, which we're seeing again already here. So not a lot we can do about that, but plenty of action in the Dow and a bit in the pound as well. So just to summarise, let's see what Powell's got to say today. Pound obviously waiting now for the European elections, which is the 23rd of May. And Bitcoin could do with having the same level of volatility inside of our trading session, and not just saving these moves for the overnight and Far Eastern markets. And with that, I will conclude. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next.